Hello everyone and welcome to EduTap. So we are back with another interview of our RBI Grade B Topper series. So today we have with us Miss Komal Khandekar. Earlier she had cracked NABARD Grade 2018 examination and now she has managed to crack RBI Grade B 2019 examination. So Komal, first of all, heartiest congratulations from the entire team.
Thank you, sir.
And I would also like to state here that she missed NABARD Grade B 2019 by just zero point 0.5 mark in the final cutoff. So hard luck there, but you were able to clear RBI Grade B now. Right. So let me just give a brief background about Miss Komal. She did her engineering from NIT Nagpur and completed that in 2016. Then she worked with State Bank of India as a probationary officer from 2016 till 2018. In 2018, she cracked NABARD Grade A and now she has managed to crack RBI Grade B examination. So we'll learn all about her strategy for cracking RBI Grade B examination, phase 1, phase 2 interview also. And for her strategy for NABARD Grade A, you can watch an earlier recorded video which is available on our YouTube channel itself. Fine, so let's start with RBI Grade B first. So Komal, let me first tell the marks to the students.
Sure.
Right. So we all know that the pattern of RBI Grade B is comprising of 3 stages. One is phase 1, then there is phase 2, then there is phase 3. So phase 1 has quant, reasoning, English and general awareness. So in 2019, she scored 64.75 marks out of 80 in general awareness, 26.75 out of 60 in reasoning ability, 26 out of 30 in English, and 25.75 out of 30 in quantitative aptitude. So her score was well above the cutoff. So the cutoff in 2019 was not only but on the higher side, 122 marks, and she scored 142.75 in her phase 1 examination. As compared to this, her score in 2018 was 94.5 only. So in 2018 also she appeared for RBI Grade B, but her score was 94.5. I'll ask her this question, that what did she do differently in 2019 as compared to 2018, so that we all can make a strategy based on that. Coming to her phase 2 marks, in ESI paper she got 67.75. In finance and management paper she got 83.75. In English she got only 42 marks out of 100. We'll again be asking her this question, what went wrong here and why should this paper be never taken lightly. In the interview she got 45 out of 50 marks, which is I think one of the highest marks this year, and her total was 238.5. And by 0.25, because of the low marks in English, she was able to clear the RB Grade B examination. So these are her marks of 2019 RB Grade B. Fine, so let me start with Komal, the overall strategy of the examination. Like, you were a working candidate, you were working with NABARD, you had given the examination in 2018, then you again appeared in 2019. So first of all, how did you manage your time? How did you come up with a timetable that, okay, this is the time I have to devote to RBI Grade B, or this is the time I have to, not think about anything else and devote on RBI Grade B? So what was the mental setup?
Sir, this year I don't have a strategy per se, but all I can tell you is what are the mistakes I did in my previous attempt and what I rectified this year and what mistakes I did this year also that candidates should not do.
Right.
So we'll go that way.
Right. Basically 2018, the mistakes that you did in 2018, how you rectified them in 2019?
Yeah, so first of all, in 2018, I have cleared NABARD Grade A.
Right.
So the exam, the interview and RBI Grade B prelims was after 1 month gap was there.
Okay.
So, and in that 1 month, I have prepared for mains for RBI Grade B.
Okay.
So, I didn't have any preparation for RBI Grade B prelims.
Right.
Because I thought as I have given NABARD Grade A prelims, so I would be able to crack it easily. So before 2 weeks, I started preparing. And I think that is the biggest mistake I did because NABARD Grade B prelims and RBI Grade B prelims and NABARD Grade A prelims are not comparable because you know how things are. So what happened, and another mistake I did was I compared the previous year cutoff because the year before the cutoff was around 86.
Right.
So I thought if I do 100 questions also, I'd be able to get around 95 or 96 and I'll easily clear it. So that created some kind of hindrance in my mind, I would say, because when you watch all those cutoffs, you are saying like, okay, I have to get 15-20 marks extra than that year. So I prepared accordingly and I got marks also in that way, like 94.5 as I say. But the cutoff went 105 and RB exams are so unpredictable that you cannot guess the cutoff.
Right.
This year it was 122. So if I had applied the same strategy, I wouldn't have cleared. So this year I thought whatever is the time available, I'll give it to prelims. And if I crack prelims this year, then I'll see about the mains.
Acha. Okay.
Because in NABARD grade B 2019 completed in October, and this exam was in November. So I had a brief background of what is going on, like current affair. I was in touch with it. So, and NABARD grade B has finance also, management also, and economics also. So that helped. Then in November, in October, I started preparing for prelims. I think 1.5 months before. As the notification came, I started preparing for prelims only. So the first thing I did was last year, whatever in quant especially, whatever the questions were there from the topics, like suppose time, speed and distance are given this much weightage. So I have analyzed the paper and accordingly stretched on those chapters first. So suppose there is speed and distance mean, we have like I have solved at least 100 questions per chapter. So that increased my speed. Then in reasoning, I'm quite good at reasoning. So I don't need to practice much, but I have practiced the shortcut like magic box tricks and all those logical reasoning, that open gate techniques. So I practice all that. So reasoning was quite okay. And puzzles I have practiced because that is a time-taking thing. Then in another was English. So last year I ignored English a lot because I had 15 marks only.
15.5, yes.
I had 26.
26, yes.
So I tried to practice grammar from various websites like Cloudaffair. They have English grammar questions. So and I have given a lot of mock tests also. So that helped me because in general I read novels and all. So I think I know English. But when that question appears, there are small mistakes. So there we lose marks. So I didn't ignore English in prelims at least. So and then GA. Actually, I thought in earlier attempt that GA wouldn't be my thing because I can't remember so many stuff. So, but this year I said whatever it is, I'll give my best shot. So I have studied from 2-3 websites. Like I have Cloudaffair, I used to read daily. Then the monthly capsule of EduTab of GA, and then videos of EduTab. So I supplemented it with on regular basis. So I was able to score GA. So one thing I would suggest, most of the candidates directly go on monthly magazine. So what happens? They are extract from the daily news. So all the news are not covered in detail over there. In any websites, I'm not.
They basically make a compilation and they
exactly,
remove a lot of things and then they make a summary.
Exactly. So my benefit was that as I have studied on daily basis, so it helped me in mains also. So I didn't have to study that part again.
Great.
So that way, I think I was able to score in GA.
64.75 this year.
Yeah.
Right.
There was a question in GA, where is Nikki Jheel is located. I have visited that Jheel, but still I have done wrong. So it happens. So you have to take that margin.
The 64.75 is a really good score.
Yeah. And I would advise all the candidates not to look at the cutoff of last year. You give your best shot, whatever you can do, so that you score much above the cutoff. So it wouldn't be a barrier for your future preparation.
Right. Komal, I would like to pick up an interesting point that you raised. See, in 2018, you were prepared for phase 2, but you couldn't clear phase 1.
Yeah, that is the biggest mistake because most of people ignore prelims. Because they say it's like logical way.
There are 2 types of people actually. There are one category is who lay a lot of stress on only prelims. And they forget all about phase 2.
Yeah.
That okay, after clearing phase 1, we'll think about FM, we'll think about ESI. Then there's another category of people who only lay focus on phase 2, they forget all about phase 1.
I was one of them.
So I wanted to ask this question because you raised this point. In 2018, you were focused mainly on phase 2. In 2019, you were like, go to hell with phase 2. I'll first clear phase 1. Then because I have just prepared NABARD grade B, so I already know finance, so I'll be able to manage phase 2. So what should be the right strategy? Should phase 1, phase 2 move in parallel? Should it be first phase 1, then phase 2?
So it depends on the time available with the candidate.
Right.
If you have 1 year, then at least 8-9 months you can give to mains and then you can study prelims. Because both are extreme. So you have to manage it. So as I have some background of mains, so I didn't have to stress much on that. So it worked for me because that was my weak point and I wanted to work on it.
Right.
So Yeah.
Right. And another very interesting point that you raised was that in RB Grade B you practiced chapter wise. Like you saw which questions for quant are important, like time, speed, distance.
Yeah, yes,
It is an
yes,
important
yeah.
chapter.
Because you cannot cover everything.
Right.
I feel focused approach is more important in these kind of exams. If you are going on practicing a lot of things which are not even related, that won't earn you marks. So yeah.
Right. And another point that she raised was that do not be, fooled by the previous year cutoff.
Yes.
Because see, everything will depend on three factors, in my opinion. One is the number of seats. If the number of seats are high, obviously the number of people who clear phase 1 examination and are called for phase 2 will be high.
And year by year cutoff, people are increasing.
People are increasing.
So the cutoff.
Yeah. Then the second thing would be the toughness level of the examination on that particular day. So how can you predict based on 2018 examination that 2019 examination is going to be like this? Like in 2019, reasoning section was really tough.
Yes.
We could not have predicted that beforehand, that okay, this section is going to be tough. Then number 3 is the RBI can change the rule that how many times the number of vacancies they will be calling for phase 2. So on 3 different factors, this will depend what will be the cutoff, how many people will be called for phase 2. So do not just judge this on the basis of the previous year cutoff.
This time the pattern was also different.
Yeah,
so
sectional timing was there.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Fine. Now Komal, my next question is, you already mentioned that for GA you were having Affairs Cloud magazine, then you were practicing EduTab monthly magazine,
and
you
I
were
was
looking at the
doing a lot
videos.
of questions also. One thing I have missed, sir, I have taken practice mock test of practice mocks. So that helped, and wherever I could see GA questions, so I was trying to practice them because I feel rather than GA reading at once, you read once GA and then practice a lot of questions so that you can remember it.
Right.
So I have taken all the practice test of EduTab also. Wherever I couldn't complete the test because of time, so I tried to solve at least GA, so that helped to score. Because GA is the scoring section.
Yes.
So last year I got 39 only, so I know.
39 was a poor score actually.
Very poor score, sir.
Right. So my question, Komal, was that in GA, you mentioned a very interesting thing that you prepared for mains also simultaneously.
Yes.
Like so, current affairs for prelims and current affairs for mains, they are linked to an extent.
Yes, yeah.
Can you please shed light on that? How are they linked? How can one prepare for phase 1 as well as phase 2 current affairs in a comprehensive manner or in a organic manner?
So suppose there is a news on economy. So in prelims they'll ask the headline of the news. But in mains they'll give a paragraph on it and they'll ask sub questions and static related to it.
Right.
So in that way, in magazines I have studied. As I mentioned, that Cloud Affairs and EduTab. So in Cloud Affairs also they have given in detail about the background. And I have googled it. And I have supplemented it with EduTab. So when both the things are supplemented, then it is easy to remember those. So means I didn't have that problem of going back again to the economics, current affair, finance, current affair, because I already covered that in monthly magazines.
Right.
And I feel in mains mainly the focus is on current affairs. So it helped.
I understand. See, this is a very important point that she has raised. Do not have this notion in your mind that after phase 1 I have to read the entire current affairs again, because a lot of part that you studied for GA for phase 1 is going to be useful for economics, social issues as well as finance part of phase 2. You should be able to identify that these are the exclusive news items which may not be asked in phase 2 but are only relevant for phase 1. I give a lot of examples like sports. Sports can never be asked in phase 2 because there is no topic of sports either in ESI or in finance. Another example is defense. Now there is no topic of defense if a missile is launched or some something is done by the defense people, then it cannot be asked in your phase 2 examination. But a lot of news items related to economy, finance can be asked in your phase 1 examination and phase 2 examination. The nature of the question can change, but the topic remains the same. So if you do an in-depth analysis or in-depth study of those common news items, then you save a lot of time once you clear your phase 1 examination.
And even said that economic survey and budget also, we studied for both prelims and mains. So I feel if you have a news topic or any article, you study it thoroughly. So you don't have to repeat it.
I understand. Here I would like to also highlight that we divide the monthly magazine into GA, GA plus ESI, GA plus finance.
Yes,
this is the philosophy behind dividing the sections like this. GA only for phase 1, GA plus ESI, phase 1 plus phase 2, GA plus finance, phase 1 plus phase 2. Fine. Acha, Komal, my next question is, like, you were a working candidate.
Yeah.
And that's why I asked you this before also. You are working with NABARD, so you might get, you may not be getting a lot of time.
Yes.
You don't have 10, 12 hours to study on a daily basis. So, how much time were you devoting on a daily basis? Question number one. And how were you prioritizing that time? Like, okay, I have 4 hours, so 1 hour I'll give to quant, half an hour I'll give to current affairs. What was that time division? How many hours and time division?
So this year I would say I didn't have a lot of time because a lot of things were going at office also and at home also. A lot of issues were there. So whatever time I have got, I tried to cover it mostly through videos.
Right.
So whenever I'm on the go or anywhere, I tried to study at least GA videos from anywhere you get. I have referred your that 50 questions or 100 rapid questions. So anywhere you can study because I feel videos are in a way better to for memory also. You remember it rather than what is the sense of hearing and sense of eyes. It lasts longer. So and then whenever I get time to sit and solve with pen and paper, so that time I studied quant.
Okay.
Actually, this time I was a little scared about quant section.
The paper was also very easy
also
this
easy.
time, na?
Yeah.
So how many hours did you take out from your daily routine or daily, work
I
life?
think 3 hours I got.
3 hours you got.
1 hour in the morning and 2 hours in the evening.
So this exam is manageable for working professionals?
Of course, sir. Yes, sir. You see,
because they have this, what do I say, kind of insecurity that I get only 3 hours, but that person who is not working gets 10 hours. So we'll not be able to compete with that person. Is
so
that
I
right?
feel it's not about the time available with a person. I feel how much quality time you give. And if you want to do it, you will do it. No matter what is available with it. Because everyone has different circumstances.
Right.
So you cannot compare. Every struggle is different.
Right.
So, yeah.
बहुत बड़ी बात बोल दी कोमल ने. See, if you are, if you have that conviction, I repeatedly use this word. If you have that conviction, if you are clear about why you want to clear the examination, then you will make the most out of your time, right? And if you have a good analysis of previous year questions and syllabus, and you are preparing for phase 1 and phase 2, especially the current affairs part in an integrated manner, you save a lot of time.
So you cannot keep crying about things you don't have. So whatever the best you have, you make use of it.
Great, well said, well said. Acha Komal, now coming to the phase 2 part.
Yes, sir.
Now let me start with finance and management.
Yeah.
Now your score is 83.75, which is again a very good score out of 100. So your strategy for finance and management?
Sir, first of all, this year I have deeply studied the notes of EDOTAP.
Okay.
So one thing, and not just finance and management, I would like to tell about my mains examination. So in 2018, another blunder I did was referring to many sources for solving finance MCQs because I thought a lot of sources were there, so I'll get more practice and more knowledge or marks. I'll be able to score. But it created more confusion than clarity. So this time I decided that whatever time I have, I'll go with one source which I trust. So I trusted EDOTAP. So any person who is giving, they can take any source, but I would suggest only one source you should take. I mean, whatever things you have, you should be very clear with it. And that builds if you go on one source because every source has their own way of doing things. So what I did for means is I have watched all the videos of toppers last year. And I tried to speak with as many RBI candidates I can. So all of them mentioned one thing in common that they have studied EDOTAP notes at least from summary sheets somewhere, like or the friends their friends course or anywhere. So I know, okay, this is the source I can trust because when your career is at stake, you have to get the best. So I got it. Then I thought, okay, finance and management, I'll completely do it from here. Correct. So finance, I have solved all the MCQs and I have gone through summary sheets. So then I have already covered the current affairs part. Then again I have gone MCQs of current affairs that you have in your course. So I did that. Then in economics, I know the basics and the static part of it. So I tried to cover the current affair, then budget, survey and reports. That is very exhaustive. Then questions on that reports. And then I have supplemented it with some PIB reports. Okay. And another thing, sir, in government scheme is also one of the important section in economics. So last year I have referred Vision IAS. So I feel that is not very useful for RBI candidates because the content we are looking for that is in Vision IS it is more inclined towards UPSC.
Right.
So this year I did is I did ministry wise schemes.
Okay.
And the checklist that you have given, like the year it is launched and any name. So I have prepared
it is under,
exactly.
when it was it launched, target beneficiary.
Yes. I have prepared according to it, and I have supplemented it with your government schemes, so that I was able to revise and connect, because many schemes are very nearby and they are in different ministry. And I have tried to discuss the schemes with my friends also, so that you'll able to, with discussion you can able to remember it in a better way.
Right.
And finance and management is one of my favorite section. So I didn't have any issue with that.
Interesting enough, you know.
Yeah, it's very interesting. It's confusing also if you don't
confusing
prepare
but
it.
interesting. It's
So,
all about human relations. So human relations are very confusing.
So,
so
one advice, people who are studying for management, I will advise them to study it beforehand. Because at the time of examination, you are in so much pressure that you cannot see the subtle difference between two things. So, finance and management need some time and dedication to understand. If your fundamentals are clear, then you don't have any problem. But this year, the benefit was the paper was on easier side. So any person who can read comprehension and between the lines properly could clear it. But you don't know what comes in next year. So it's better to prepare in all angles.
I understand. Thank you, Komal, for the detailed answer. But I would, pick up certain points from your answer and ask further questions. First, let me just summarize what she has said. See, for ESI, her fundamentals were clear. So she did not have to study a lot of static part of the economy, like what is balance of payment or what is fiscal deficit or what is GDP. Those fundamentals were clear. And she already mentioned that she was studying properly and organically for phase 1 and phase 2 current affairs. So current affairs was not an issue. But in ESI, there are certain current affairs which need to be done separately, like government schemes part needs to be done in depth, reports, rankings, indices part needs to be done in depth, then budget economic survey needs to be done properly. So that part she has given the sources, that these were the sources. For finance and management, what she did in 2018 was she followed multiple sources, right? So that led to more confusion. Now this can be different for different candidates.
Exactly.
Some people, they prefer different sources, and that is wholly fine. Some people, they want to rely on one source and revise that multiple times. That is also fine. So find your comfort level, where are you comfortable, and do accordingly. But the point is that do not, scatter, do not follow so many sources that you are ultimately not able to revise anything. That should not be there. That is the common thing, that's a universal thing that you should follow. But apart from that, any source, multiple sources, multiple revisions, it's fine. Fine. Now, Komal.
So one more thing,
please.
I had a habit of writing down my notes. So I have prepared my notes for 2018 and 19 NABARD grade B. So finance, that only I referred for revision.
Right.
So if you have time, I would suggest that please note down all the fundamental formulas or basic concepts, so that you don't have to go through all the material again.
Right.
So yeah. And even in my notebook also, I have divided the section into two parts: current affair and static. So static part will be same for all examination, and then current affair I kept on adding. So that helped.
Right. Great.
So I feel systematic study counts more in these
Actually,
examinations.
होता क्या है कि ना, once we start preparing ना, we are in a hurry.
Hurry, exactly.
Okay, let's complete it. But ultimately, if that hurry is beyond a certain point, we reach nowhere. That is what I have seen. 2 महीने बहुत हरी में तैयारी करी, लेकिन 2 महीने बाद we are back to square one because अच्छे से नहीं किया कुछ भी. तो वापस आना पड़ता है.
People who don't note it down, then they forget most of things. So I have a pile of diaries with my notes. So that helped.
Right. उससे बेटर है ना कि मन में वो चीजें घूमती जा रही हैं और सपनों में वो चीज आ रही है, उससे बेटर है कि आप लिख लो उस चीज को, ताकि वो आपके दिमाग में आ रहे वो चीज. ठीक है. Komal, now coming to
English part.
No, not English. I'll just first of all ask current affairs thoda sa aur. Like you mentioned reports, you mentioned government schemes, then you mentioned economic survey, you mentioned budget. Now these 4 things are very important, right?
Yes.
For schemes, there are various compilations available, like you mentioned Vision IS, then there is IS Parliament, then we also give a compilation, right? But what you said, I second that compilations for IS, they are more oriented towards IS, because obviously they have been made keeping in mind the requirements of that examination.
It's more of a descriptive approach that what is there, but we need an objective plus descriptive.
Right.
So.
Like if I give an example now, I did an analysis. 99% of the times UPSC is asking a question on government schemes 99 out of 100 times they are asking what is the aim or objective of the scheme. But when it comes to RBI, they can ask you
in which year it is launched,
in which year it was launched, what does PMKSY के अंदर K क्या full form क्या है, then budget allocation भी कुछ schemes की important है, then कितने लेट्स से आवास योजना की बात हो रही है तो इस साल से इस साल तक कितने हाउस होल्ड्स क्रिएट कर दिए, इतने लाख कितने करोड़,
sir, how many people were trained till this year, so
right.
it's difficult
that
to remember.
number.
Yes.
So whatever things we leave out in UPSC,
they'll
they will ask those things in RBI grade B or for that matter NABARD also. Right, so always go through a compilation. मैं ये नहीं कह रहा विजन का खराब है, अच्छा compilation है, but go through that compilation which has been made according to the needs of the examination, or you can, if you're doing self study, किसी का भी compilation लेके उसके ऊपर खुद से आप चीजों को add कर लीजिए.
You make your own notes.
Yeah.
And there is another misconception among candidates that we have to prepare only schemes which are in news, like last 5 years, 2 years.
Right.
So what I observed that it is not so. You have to study since the inception, like since the freedom. They can ask you anything.
Right.
So I tried to cover ministry wise so that I don't leave anything.
और मिनिस्ट्री वाइज के लिए आपको कमल वो आइडिया भी होना चाहिए कि ये मिनिस्ट्री सिलेबस से लिंक हो रही है.
हाँ, एग्जैक्टली.
पता लगे हमने स्पेस मिशन याद कर लिया है ना, स्पेस मिशन तो नहीं आएगा पेपर में बिकॉज
बट स्टिल आपको नाम पता होना चाहिए स्कीम किससे है, कहाँ से.
राइट. अच्छा, मेरा क्वेश्चन आपसे ये था कि गवर्नमेंट स्कीम का हो गया, व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट रिपोर्ट्स, तो रिपोर्ट्स कितने टाइमलाइन की करनी चाहिए, लाइक 6 months 1 year, नेशनल करनी चाहिए, इंटरनेशनल करनी चाहिए, सिर्फ नीति आयोग की करनी चाहिए, व्हाट इज द क्राइटेरिया?
आई फील अगर आपके पास टाइम कम है तो 6 महीने का करिए, अगर आपके पास ज्यादा है तो 1 year का करिए. और मेनली रिपोर्ट जो इकोनॉमी, जो सोशल इश्यूज से रिलेटेड है या फाइनेंस से रिलेटेड है, एंड दोनों सर, इंटरनेशनल एंड नेशनल, बिकॉज एग्जाम्स में दोनों पूछा जाता है. सपोज देयर वाज अ पैराग्राफ, उसमें पूछा था ये रिपोर्ट कहाँ से है, फिर ये ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कौन सा है, एंड सब क्वेश्चन लाइक उसका हेडक्वार्टर कहाँ है, वो है. सो आप, आई वुड सजेस्ट ऐसा प्रिपेयर करना चाहिए कि रिपोर्ट का नाम आया, सो पहले कहाँ से आई है, सेकेंड थिंग वो किस टाइम पे साल में लॉन्च हुई है, वो उसका पीरियड क्या है, लाइक मंथली या फिर ईयरली, वो सब एग्जैक्टली. उसमें इम्पोर्टेंट ऑब्जर्वेशन लाइक नो, जैसे आता है कि 3.4% पीपल आर डूइंग दिस, ये सारा नंबर्स छोटा छोटा, वो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कब स्टैब्लिश हुई थी, उसका कैपिटल, और जो भी अगर कुछ मेन न्यूज है उस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से रिलेटेड वो न्यूज, उसमें फिर 5-6 मार्क्स स्कोर हो जाता है, और उस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का लेटेस्ट जीडीपी प्रेडिक्शन क्या है.
राइट. और ये रिपोर्ट कोमल, हाउ डू वी फाइंड अ समरी ऑफ सच थिंग्स, लाइक इफ आई गो टू द ओरिजिनल रिपोर्ट, आई गेट अ पीडीएफ, अच्छा 250 पेज का पीडीएफ है, डू आई रीड ओनली द फॉरवर्ड, डू आई रीड द लेट maybe from a newspaper कि इसकी findings ये थी?
I don't know sir how candidates prepare, but what I did was referring to the report section of it.
अच्छा, आपने नोट से रिपोर्ट सेक्शन कर दिया.
जी सर, और अगर पीआईबी में अगर कुछ आता है उसका समरी, तो बाकी बहुत ज्यादा प्रिपेयर नहीं किया, बिकॉज देयर आर n number of reports to study. Right. So a lot of things, sort of percentage to remember. Yes.
So my next question is regarding this only. When you have so many numbers to ratify and remember, how do you keep those numbers in your mind? अच्छा, ये 4.2% था, ये 2.1% था, ये इतने करोड़ था, ये इतने लाख था, मतलब कैसे वो नंबर याद होते हैं?
Actually, I am quite good at numbers, so it won't be difficult for me, but I try to relate things. So just suppose World Bank ने prediction दिया है, so उससे ज्यादा अगर UN का prediction है, उससे कम किसका है, so अगर comparatively study की जाए, so I don't think it is difficult to remember.
Understood. ठीक है जी, तो एक करंट अफेयर्स वाला पार्ट कंप्लीट हो गया, एफएम हो गया. कमिंग टू
इंग्लिश,
42 मार्क्स, राइट? तो इंग्लिश में 42 आउट ऑफ 100, तो व्हाट वेंट रॉन्ग हियर?
सर 3-4 थिंग्स.
आपके नंबर में तो अच्छे नंबर थे, इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग, है ना, अच्छे नंबर थे, राइट?
सो द थिंग वाज, आई वाज like any other candidate, I ignored English straightly. So I practiced 2-3 mocks. From like taking various current issues. I tried to write essays, but one thing, I didn't complete my paper. So in essay, I wrote essay at last, so it contains 40 marks. So I would suggest people should not do this mistake. आप essay पहले करिए and बाकी सारा चीज बाद में, because weightage ज़्यादा होता है. I think मेरे most of marks वहीं गए हैं. Another thing, कुछ कीज थी जो वर्क नहीं कर रही थी, तो आई वुड सजेस्ट कि जो जैसे पासवर्ड का सेक्शन आता है, वहाँ आप टाइप करके देख लीजिए आपकी सारी कीज वर्क कर रही है या नहीं. तो बाद में एग्जाम के बाद यू आर इन सो मच प्रेशर एंड यू आर इन्वॉल्व इन राइटिंग दैट यू डोंट रिकॉग्नाइज इट. सो एक तो पेपर कंप्लीट नहीं हुआ, उसकी वजह से स्पेलिंग मिस्टेक हो गई. आई डिडंट चेक इट बिकॉज अगेन टाइम था और प्रैक्टिस नहीं थी. So all was on my side.
मतलब जो भी कुछ गलत हो सकता था सब कुछ गलत आपने हो
हाँ,
गया,
उससे इसलिए
कीज
हो
भी
गया.
नहीं चल रही,
But
पेपर कंप्लीट भी नहीं
fortunately, I
हुआ.
was able to crack it.
See, again I would like to point out this fact, ये बहुत सारे इंटरव्यूज में हो चुका है. कीज वाली चीज को पहले आपने चेक करना ही करना है. Like the infrastructure that they provide is quite old, so you have to check the, कोई वायरलेस कीबोर्ड्स नहीं होते हैं कि बहुत अच्छे लॉजिटेक के लगे हुए कीबोर्ड्स, ऐसा नहीं है. You have to check the keys कि आपकी कीज फंक्शनिंग है, because ultimately you are responsible for that. तो आपको रिस्पॉन्सिबल बना
And
दिया जाएगा.
paper के mid में you cannot disturb that, so it's difficult. And the
Right.
interface is
कुछ
so
होगा भी
small.
नहीं, उससे बाद डिस्टर्ब कर भी दोगे वो 10 मिनट आपके खराब ही हो जाएंगे.
और उसे इंटरफेस इतना छोटा होता है ना, तो वो अप नहीं जा रहा है, एरो डाउन
Right,
नहीं आ रहा है,
right.
इट्स डिफिकल्ट टू मैनेज इट. सो अगर आप प्रैक्टिस करते समय नोटपैड वगैरह ऐसे प्लेटफॉर्म पे प्रैक्टिस करो तो बेटर है. वर्ड में एरर आ जाता है तो वो दिख जाता है.
राइट.
सो आदत वो होती है तो डिफिकल्ट हो जाता है एग्जाम
Right.
टाइम पे.
नोटपैड वैसे बेस्ट है, बिकॉज नोटपैड को ना छोटा कर लो,
हाँ.
और जब लिखोगे तो अपने आप आगे को जाएगा, फिर आपको नीचे से उसको हिलाना पड़ेगा कि अच्छा क्या लिखा गया आगे.
हाँ.
तो ये सब चीजें उस इंटरफेस के अंदर होती हैं. तो कीज आपको चेक करनी है, आपको इंग्लिश पेपर को लाइटली नहीं लेना है. दिस इज माय हम्बल एडवाइस.
बिकॉज़ वो स्कोरिंग सेक्शन एंड
बहुत स्कोरिंग है आपका. आई थिंक बहुत अच्छा, आप टॉप बिल्कुल ही आई थिंक रैंक 2-3 हो जाते हैं अगर आपके इंग्लिश में, है ना, नंबर 75-80 होते हैं. तो फोड़ दिया होता आपने एग्जामिनेशन बिल्कुल ही. राइट, क्योंकि बाकी दो पेपर आपने फोड़े हैं. ईएसआई में और बहुत अच्छे मार्क्स हैं, एफए में बहुत अच्छे मार्क्स हैं. चलिए, मतलब हमारे दर्द से मुझे बड़ा दर्द हो रहा है, कोमल को तो ही रहा होगा, तो उस दर्द से समझिए कि कितनी दिक्कत होती है बाद में अगर आपका इंग्लिश की वजह से पेपर रह जाए. तो नेवर टेक इट लाइटली, इट इज इजी. मुश्किल कंपोनेंट नहीं है ये. आज एसएआरसी प्रेसी आपको तैयार करनी है, लेटर और रिपोर्ट आरबीआई नहीं पूछ रहा है. ये 3 सेक्शंस तैयार करने के लिए जो ईएस और एफएम में आप एफर्ट लगा रहे हो, आई थिंक उसका 1/10 भी नहीं लगता होगा यहाँ पे.
हाँ सर, बट यूजुअली क्या लगता है ना हमको कि हम एफएम जितना पढ़ेंगे उतना
हाँ,
आएगा और
हाँ,
इंग्लिश इग्नोर करते हैं.
हाँ.
जैसे मुझे लगता था कि इंग्लिश आता है
Right.
सो प्रॉब्लम नहीं आएगा, बट टाइम पे यू डोंट नो व्हाट हैपेंस.
हाँ.
इट्स डिफरेंट ओनली. सो
I understand. ठीक है कोमला, कमिंग टू द इंटरव्यू पार्ट, यू गॉट 45 आउट ऑफ 50 इज अ ब्रिलियंट स्कोर, है ना. तो इंटरव्यू के लिए क्या तैयारी करनी चाहिए, क्या एडवाइस है आपकी स्टूडेंट्स के लिए? तो इस बार कई स्टूडेंट्स के बहुत लो मार्क्स भी आए हैं, तो क्या तैयारी कैसे करनी चाहिए?
सर आई फील जैसे मेरा अप्रोच था कि सबसे पहले मैंने अपने बायोडाटा को जो सबमिट करते वो देखा. उस पे जो मेरा ये था डायरी था उसमें मैंने 5 सेक्शंस बना लिए. लाइक जो पर्सनल इश्यूज हैं, देन your personal life, the place where you belong, the place you are staying for last 2-3 years, then आपका जो प्रोफेशनल बैकग्राउंड है, देन आपका एजुकेशन का क्या है. सिर्फ 6-7 सेक्शन आप अपने हिसाब से बना लीजिए और फिर उस पे एटलीस्ट 20-20 क्वेश्चंस बना दीजिए पहले. देन मुझे लगता है कि हम अपने एंगल से देखते तो हमें पर्टिकुलर चीजें ही दिखाई देती है. अगर 4-5 लोग उस व्यू को देखते तो आप 360 व्यू आ जाता है. सो मैंने 4-5 लोगों से पूछा था कि अगर ये आया तो क्या आएगा उसमें. सो उन्होंने अपने व्यूज दिए, उसके हिसाब से मैंने और क्वेश्चंस बनाए और फिर करंट अफेयर्स से भी मैंने कुछ बनाए थे. तो जिससे मुझे लगता है कि जो आपको सबसे ज्यादा मार्क्स स्कोर कराते हैं इंटरव्यू में वो जनरल क्वेश्चंस होते हैं, बिकॉज वो क्वेश्चन सारे कैंडिडेट्स को पूछे जाते हैं, बट उसी क्वेश्चन का आप जवाब कैसे देते हो वो डिफर करता है आपको. एंड और
जनरल क्वेश्चंस जैसे
कि आपको आरबीआई क्यों आना है.
अच्छा, कॉमन क्वेश्चंस जो सबसे पूछे जाते हैं.
हाँ.
फंक्शंस ऑफ आरबीआई बता दो, आरबीआई में क्यों आना है.
स्टैटिक में नॉलेज बेस
नहीं, नॉलेज बेस नहीं. ओके, एचआर टाइप्स जो हो गए.
एचआर टाइप्स,
ठीक है.
प्रीवियस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन क्यों छोड़ा, गैप क्यों था, इसके ही आपके पास इतने अच्छे आंसर होने चाहिए कि दैट मेक यू स्कोर. और दूसरी चीज मैंने ऑब्जर्व की सर, आरबीआई जैसे नाबार्ड और आरबीआई का कंपेयर, नाबार्ड इंटरव्यू में दे वर ट्राइंग टू लीड यू टू द आंसर.
दे ऑलवेज डू. हमेशा वो आपको आंसर बताते हैं.
आरबीआई में दे जस्ट लुक एट यू लाइक दिस, दे विल नॉट हेल्प यू एनीवेयर. एंड थोड़ा स्ट्रेस था इंटरव्यू आई वुड से, एंड भी मतलब अनकंफर्टेबल हो जाते हैं.
वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंसिंग से हुआ या पहले हो गया था?
सर ऑफलाइन था.
आपको ऑफलाइन
था, पहले हो गया था. तो और मुझे लगा कि वो ज्यादा साइको मतलब एनालिटिकल क्वेश्चन था, तुम्हारी बॉडी लैंग्वेज वो सब देख के. दे वर नॉट रियली लुकिंग फॉर माय आंसर्स, दे वर लुकिंग एट माय बॉडी लैंग्वेज, हाउ वुड आई अप्रोच द क्वेश्चन. एंड मोस्ट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस वर ओपिनियन बेस्ड. So there is nothing wrong or right with it. It's just your view, and if you're sticking to it with a good background, then that helps. Say for example, they have asked me, Komal, do you think that recession is going on in the current economic situation? The interview was in February. So I said, sir, these are the characteristics of recession, and as the things I have read in the newspaper and in news channels also, I feel this is the situation going on. I have certified each of the facts, and I said, yes sir, I feel the recession is going on. Then he said, do you really feel so? Don't you think it's wrong? Then, no sir, I feel that. Then he asked, he was talking to the person beside him that, sir, she's saying recession is going on. So he was asking me, are you really sure? Like, yes sir, I'm very sure. So I feel that as long as you're sticking to whatever your view is, no matter how much they try to confuse you, it scores. And RBI interview is a little different than other interviews that you have appeared. That I have appeared NABARD grade A also, grade B also, and this one.
SBI भी दिया आपने पहले.
Yeah, so I had legacy of scoring good in interviews, so that was not a problem. But yeah, RBI interviews are different. They are little stressful, I would say.
As compared to जो आपने NABARD
Yes,
वगैरह.
बाकी friendly थे sir.
Right. तो एक आपने you prepared questions on your form.
Yes.
Different sections, educational qualification, personal life, professional life and all. Then you prepared current affairs questions.
Just say organization I belong to NABARD. So they were asking me about agriculture sector. One of the question was, if you happen to be the agriculture minister of your state, tell me 3 things that you do right now. So such questions. If you happen to be a governor of RBI, so what will you do? That kind of, and he was asking me about some. There was a scheme called Tribal Development Fund. So he was saying, don't you think that NABARD has launched it with great intentions, but the scheme is completely failure? So then I said, sir, I don't think that is complete failure. We are still learning from experiences. I have given him some statistics that this is what we have aimed, this is what we have achieved, and there is a gap, but we are learning. So because they definitely will. I said theory and practical.
Tricky questions थे. मतलब
Actually,
they were trying to.
Exactly, he was trying
कुछ
to.
blurt करो.
He was trying to check that do I support my organization. So you cannot blame your organization.
No, you cannot do that.
You should not do that. Actually.
Right. सही है. So body language is very important.
Yes, sir.
General questions are asked to everybody. So how you differently answer those general questions is really important. Current affairs is obviously important, and biodata
because what happens, everybody knows that these questions will be asked. Still, we don't pay the attention. So
actually, वो questions are in fact tough than the knowledge-based questions. Yes. Why do you want to join RBI? Some people are not clear about why they want to join RBI, or why do you want to leave, let's say, SBI.
Yes,
not clear about that. So please pay attention to these questions, because these will be asked. Let's say another very common question is, let's say you are earning 50,000 a month. And sorry, not 50, let's say you are earning more than what RBI is giving you. And then it can be asked कि आप तो already 1.5 लाख रुपया महीना कमा रहे हो, आपको RBI इतना पे करेगी नहीं, तो आप क्यों आना चाहते हो? अगर आप ब्लैंक हो जाओगे वहाँ पे जाके, तो obviously it will give a very bad impression. तो इन questions के answers आपको पहले से तैयार रखने चाहिए.
One thing also, I have appeared for the mock interview of IDOTAP. So that time also they have asked me some detailed question, and they said that okay, your knowledge depth is good, you just have to sharpen these areas. So that also, that was a telephonic interview, but still it helped. So if you can appear for a mock interview for like wherever you can, one should do.
Right. Actually, one of the common feedbacks that we get after the mock interview, we always send a mail की feedback क्या है. They tell us कि इंटरव्यू तो अच्छा नहीं गया, लेकिन we got to know कि पढ़ना क्या है.
Exactly.
कि अच्छा ये भी पढ़ना होता है, ये नहीं पता था. तो ये बहुत important है. Right. अच्छा, Komal, my questions are finished. Can you please, have some closing remarks? आप क्या बताना चाहते हैं स्टूडेंट्स को जो 2020 का जो एग्जामिनेशन डिले होके 21 में होगा या 22 में एग्जामिनेशन होगा, उसके लिए क्या करना चाहिए? या इन जनरल, मतलब जो भी आप कहना चाहें आरबीआई के कैंडिडेट्स को.
सर, मुझे लगता है कि जो सब लोग इवैल्यूएट करते हैं ना कि मेरे पास टाइम कितना अवेलेबल है, मेरा बैकग्राउंड क्या है, ये सब चीज़ें आपको देखनी चाहिए. बट इट रियली डजंट मैटर like where you are. You can always go and crack that exam. So it's not like if you're preparing for UPSC, then only you can crack, or if you're good at economics, then only you can crack. I am not good at economics. I am not good at finance. I don't have a background, but still you can do it. So if you decide so, because ये exams ऐसे नहीं है कि आपको कुछ बहुत PhD करना है इसमें. If you studied it religiously, then you can crack. So nothing should be a hindrance for anybody, I guess. Actually, I think our mindsets make us what we are.
Correct.
So if you have clarity in that, then it won't be a problem. And RBI is not that tough as I thought it was. So it's not like you can never crack it. I used to think that it's like a highest point where I can't reach, but I did it, so you can also do it.
Right.
And with this, with the help of right material, you can do it. So I would suggest study strategically. आप ऑर्गेनाइज अच्छे से करो, अदरवाइज थोड़ा मेसअप हो जाता है तो एग्जाम में यू ओनली सफर. एंड देन वॉट एवर सोर्सेस यू ट्रस्ट यू डू इट. मुझे लगता है सर ये ऑर्गेनाइज स्टडी हेल्प्स बेटर वे रादर देन हैविंग लॉट ऑफ नॉलेज.
ऑर्गेनाइज करना भी तो वो अपने आप में एक आर्ट है ना.
Yes.
ऑर्गेनाइज हम वर्ड तो यूज कर लेते हैं पर उसको ऑर्गेनाइज करना.
So
है ना,
as
वो
I
कर पाना.
mentioned in this,
हाँ,
like what
हाँ.
I did, people can follow that
Right.
strategy also.
Right. मैं ना 2 मिनट लगा के थोड़ा सा, क्योंकि मैं आपने ऑर्गेनाइज वर्ड यूज किया है तो एक आपको ब्रॉड स्ट्रैटेजी देता हूँ, बिकॉज बहुत सारी फिर कमेंट्स एंड ईमेल्स आते हैं कि स्ट्रैटेजी ये कैसे होनी चाहिए वो कैसे होनी चाहिए. सो लेट मी जस्ट स्पेंड 2 to 3 मिनट्स. इफ यू कैन प्लीज सेकंड मी कि मैंने जो बताया वो ठीक बताया, प्लीज सेकंड मी ऑन दैट. सी आई ऑलवेज टेल यू दैट आरबीआई ग्रेड बी प्रिपरेशन को आप 3 पार्ट्स में डिवाइड करो. द फर्स्ट पार्ट इज क्यूआरई. फेज 1 फेज 2 इंटरव्यू की बात नहीं हो रही है, मैं आपको तैयारी के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से बता रहा हूँ. द फर्स्ट पार्ट दैट यू कैन डिवाइड योर प्रिपरेशन इनटू इज quant, reasoning and English part, QRE. Then the second part is current affairs. When I say current affairs, I mean GA as well as economics and social issues current affairs as well as finance current affairs, because current affairs is current affairs. Then the third part is ESI static and FM static. So if you have time, let's say you have 8 months or 10 months to go for the examination, next examination, let's start with the third block.
Static part.
Third block. राइट. यहाँ पर ESI स्टैटिक को चाहे छोड़ दो अभी के लिए, लेकिन FM स्टैटिक से स्टार्ट करो. और अगर आपका मैनेजमेंट से स्टार्ट कर लो, फाइनेंस से स्टार्ट कर लो. और अगर आपका क्यूआरई में बैकग्राउंड नहीं है, कोई भी आपने कोई एग्जाम पहले नहीं दिया, देन थोड़ा सा टाइम क्यूआरई पे स्पेंड करना स्टार्ट करो. बिकॉज एकदम से क्यूआरई में लेवल बिल्कुल शक्तिमान बन जाओगे नहीं हो पाता. उसमें टाइम लगता है क्यूआरई के अंदर थोड़ा सा कॉन्सेप्ट्स को सीखने में, स्पीड मोमेंटम बनने में बेसिकली, तो वो टाइम लग जाता है.
इनसे जो मॉक टेस्ट में स्कोर्स आते हैं उससे थोड़ा एनालाइज नहीं, डिमोटिवेटिंग हो जाता है. इनिशियली काफी कम स्कोर आता है.
राइट राइट.
तो एटलीस्ट मुझे लगता है 20-30 मॉक टेस्ट आपको प्रीलिम्स के लिए देने चाहिए.
राइट. तो एक तरफ स्टैटिक पार्ट और एक तरफ क्यूआरई पार्ट, अगर आपका बैकग्राउंड क्यूआरई में नहीं है. अगर आपका बैकग्राउंड क्यूआरई में बहुत अच्छा है, यू आर अपियरिंग फॉर एसबीआई पीओ, यू हैव रीच्ड द इंटरव्यू स्टेज ऑफ एसबीआई पीओ, आईबीपीएस पीओ, दैट मींस यू हैव अ गुड कमांड ओवर क्यूआरई. देन डिवोट टाइम ऑन एफएम स्टैटिक प्रॉपर्ली. बिकॉज अगर आपका प्रीलिम से पहले आपने एफएम स्टैटिक को कंप्लीट कर लिया, आई थिंक फेज 1 और फेज 2 के बीच में आपको जो मेंटल वो चाहिए होगा ना, पीस, वो मिलेगा. अदरवाइज अगर आपका एफएम सारा पड़ा है और आपका एफएम का बैकग्राउंड नहीं है, एंड यू हैव क्लियर्ड फेज 1, I don't think you will be able to clear phase 2 and you will be back to square one and the entire cycle will keep on repeating. Current affairs कितने महीने के पढ़ने चाहिए? 3 से 6 महीने. राइट. जो जनरल करंट अफेयर्स हैं, जो डे टू डे करंट अफेयर्स हैं, 3 मिनिमम 6 मैक्सिमम. लेकिन जब हम रिपोर्ट्स की बात करते हैं, गवर्नमेंट स्कीम्स की बात करते हैं, इकोनॉमिक सर्वे की बात करते हैं, बजट की बात करते हैं, योजना मैगजीन की बात करते हैं, आरबीआई नोटिफिकेशंस की बात करते हैं, उसका टाइमर हमें बढ़ाना पड़ता है. वो 3 महीने सफिशिएंट नहीं होता, उसमें इंपॉर्टेंट आ जाता है लेटेस्ट सर्वे, लेटेस्ट बजट, लेकिन गवर्नमेंट स्कीम्स इंपॉर्टेंट.
सो वन थिंग आई वुड लाइक टू ऐड, यहाँ आपने योजना मैगजीन मेंशन किया. सो
हाँ
लोग योजना कुरुक्षेत्र का बंचेस उठा के लाते
हाँ जी,
हैं.
हाँ जी.
सो मुझे लगता है उसका एक्सट्रैक्ट पढ़ना ज्यादा आसान है
राइट.
rather than going through all the magazines, so which is
हाँ जी.
mentioned in current affairs
बिल्कुल
section.
बिल्कुल.
So
बिकॉज योजना ना करंट अफेयर्स मैगजीन नहीं है.
नहीं है वो,
योजना
बहुत
is just a
descriptive,
theme based
theme-based
magazine.
magazine.
अगर वो एजुकेशन के ऊपर है तो आपने अगर एजुकेशन की स्कीम्स कर रखी है वो इस पर रिपीट होंगी.
वही, और कुरुक्षेत्र इसके लिए करने की जरूरत
आरबीआई के
नहीं
लिए
है.
जरूरत नहीं है.
हाँ.
नाबार्ड के लिए पढ़ सकते हो.
एंड न्यूज़पेपर आल्सो मैंने कभी पढ़ा नहीं, सो आपको पढ़ना है तो आप पढ़ सकते हो.
हाँ, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट
लोग
क्वेश्चन है सर,
पूछते
जिसको
हैं
डिस्कस कर
actually,
लेते हैं
हाँ.
कि बिजनेस स्टैंडर्ड पढ़े, कि लाइमिट पढ़े, हिंदू बिजनेस लाइन पढ़े, इकोनॉमिक
एक्चुअली
टाइम्स
मुझे
पढ़े.
कोई आइडिया नहीं इस
हाँ.
बारे में क्या पढ़ना चाहिए.
तो
I
मतलब
think-
बिना पढ़े भी क्लियर कर सकते हो.
हाँ, it
बिना पढ़े
depends.
न्यूज़पेपर भी क्लियर कर सकते हो अगर आप करंट अफेयर्स को अच्छे से पढ़ रहे हो.
हाँ, आई एम गेटिंग लॉट ऑफ क्वेरीज ऑन माय फेसबुक रिगार्डिंग दिस
Hmm.
कि न्यूज़पेपर करना है क्या
Hmm.
रिगार्डिंग आरबीआई. सो आई हैवंट डन. अगर आपको पढ़ना है तो आई फील इकोनॉमिक्स और बिजनेस स्टैंडर्ड ठीक है इंटरव्यू के टाइम पे.
राइट. एग्जैक्टली. ये आपने पढ़ा
अदरवाइज
सही.
बहुत पहले प्रॉब्लम हो जाते थे क्या क्या पढ़ना. देयर आर एन नंबर ऑफ रिसोर्सेज,
लिमिटेड टाइम है,
Limited time.
बहुत सारी चीजें हैं. फेज 2 के बाद पक्का पढ़िए. फेज 2 और इंटरव्यू के बीच में पक्का पढ़िए, लाइमेंट पढ़ लो, बिजनेस स्टैंडर्ड पढ़ लो. लेकिन उससे पहले करंट अफेयर्स के लिए पढ़ना मेरे हिसाब से इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है. ओपिनियन बिल्डिंग के लिए पढ़ना फॉर इंटरव्यू
हाँ.
फेज 2 के बाद, उसके लिए इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट.
और सर इंग्लिश के लिए ना आई थिंक पेपर आपको लिख के किसी को चेक करने को देना चाहिए.
बिल्कुल.
मैंने एक ही बार ऐसा किया था, जो एक
हम्म.
फ्रेंड को दिया था चेक करने को, बाकी मैंने नहीं किया, तो वो मेरी गलती थी.
हम्म.
बट आपको देना चाहिए सो दैट आपको एक्चुअल समझ में आता है. कभी कभी क्या होता है हमें टॉपिक का समझ में आता है लिखना क्या है,
हम्म.
बट जो एग्जामिनर को चाहिए वो नहीं पता होता है हाउ टू एड्रेस दैट थिंग.
वैसे भी आई थिंक 90 मिनट्स टाइम बाउंड मैनर में जब लिखोगे ना तो
एग्जैक्टली
प्रेशर पड़ेगा
प्रेशर
दिमाग
आता है क्या
पे, तो
लिखूं?
कीज भी ना पता नहीं चलेगा। अच्छा पैसो टाइपिंग स्पीड बहुत अच्छी है हमारी,
हाँ मेरे साथ
पर
यही होता है सर, आई एम
अपनी
गुड एट इंग्लिश, आई एम गुड एट राइटिंग नोट स्पीड
हाँ
आल्सो, बट टाइम पे कुछ और ही हो जाता है।
एग्जैक्टली। चलो प्रैक्टिस मेक्स अ मैन परफेक्ट वाली चीज है। द मोर यू, वो कहते हैं ना, द मोर यू ब्लीड इन क्या, द मोर यू स्वेट इन पीस द लेस यू ब्लीड इन वॉर। तो वो वाली चीज है, ये भी एक वॉर की तरह ही है। तो एग्जामिनेशन से पहले जितनी प्रैक्टिस करोगे एक्चुअल एग्जाम से पहले, द मोर यू विल डू बेटर इन द एक्चुअल
एंड
एग्जामिनेशन।
ज्यादा से ज्यादा एमसीक्यूज प्रैक्टिस करिए, स्पेशली जीए सेक्शन के लिए,
हम्म,
और इवन रिपोर्ट्स और इसके भी सर एमसीक्यूज, बिकॉज वो नंबर्स याद करने में ना एमसीक्यूज काफी
Right.
काम आते हैं,
राइट
बिकॉज एकदम नियर बाय होता है, और
Right.
कभी कभी एक इश्यूज पे 2 लोग रिपोर्ट निकालते हैं,
राइट
तो आपको उसका जैसे सपोज एक रिपोर्ट थी आई थिंक वर्ल्ड बैंक की और एक यूएन की, दोनों ने बताया था कि लास्ट टाइम, और एक उसके टाइम पे आरबीआई की भी आई थी कि ग्रॉस एनपीए कितना
पे
था,
उन्होंने 3 डेटा
ग्रॉस एनपीए, हाँ, सो
हाँ।
तीनों का अलग अलग डेटा था,
हाँ।
सो वो प्रॉब्लम हो गया था। फिर याद करना एमसीक्यूज के थ्रू इजी हो जाता है थोड़ा,
प्लस आपको एमसीक्यूज के थ्रू पता भी चलता है कि ये याद करना है,
करना है।
ये क्वेश्चन बना है, इसको याद करना है। नहीं तो वैसे रिपोर्ट पढ़ रहे होगे तो लगेगा यार ये तो छोड़, इसका डेटा इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है, लेकिन अगर उस पे एमसीक्यू आया होगा, अच्छा ये याद करना है, तो ये दिमाग में क्वेश्चन
और
आएगा।
एक चीज सर, अगर आप कोई भी कंटेंट पढ़ रहे हो तो क्वेश्चन बेस्ड अप्रोच होना चाहिए,
हाँ।
कि इसमें क्या बन सकता है।
हाँ
ऐसा नहीं है कि लोग पढ़े जा रहे हैं वो खत्म ही नहीं हो रहा, ऐसा नहीं।
राइट राइट
आपको आइडेंटिफाई करना है वो कीवर्ड्स या फिर वो डेटा जो आए, और वो नोट डाउन करिए, बिकॉज लिखने से ज्यादा अच्छा होता है।
राइट राइट। आई थिंक वही, लेट्स समराइज दिस कि प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस और सिलेबस की अगर अच्छे से आपको नॉलेज है, तो आप कोई भी चीज पढ़ोगे, फॉर दैट मैटर आप न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ रहे हो, आप कोई भी सोर्स पढ़ रहे हो, यू विल ऑलवेज हैव दैट इन योर माइंड कि ये चीज पढ़ रहा हूँ, यहाँ जब पढ़ रही हूँ यहाँ से ये क्वेश्चन आ सकता है, ये चीज याद कर लूँ, कीवर्ड ये है, इसको नोट डाउन कर लूँ। तो उतना उतना पार्ट पे अगर आप नोट डाउन करते हुए जाओगे, योर एग्जामिनेशन जर्नी वुड बी रियली सिंपल। अदरवाइज इतना ज्यादा प्लेथोरा ऑफ मटेरियल है, बहुत सारा मटेरियल है, टेलीग्राम ज्वाइन कर लो, वो ज्वाइन कर लो, भरमार है मटेरियल की।
सर और एक चीज, आपने
Hard disk की
टेलीग्राम
बढ़ेगी।
का नाम दिलाया दिया है, तो वहाँ ना काफी एनालिसिस होता है
कहाँ
लोगों
पे?
का, जैसे प्रीलिम्स का एग्जाम
हाँ
होने
जी।
के बाद ना ये स्कोर मेरा इतना स्कोर आएगा,
हाँ।
लोग ऐसे डर जाते हैं उसके बाद कि
Right,
मेंस दे या नहीं दे।
हाँ।
सो आई फील कि टेलीग्राम उसी के लिए यूज करो जो काम की चीज है, लाइक कोई मटेरियल शेयर होता है कुछ उसके लिए, बाकी सब डिस्कशन से थोड़ा दूर ही रहो तो बेटर होता है।
बहुत टेम्पटिंग डिस्कशंस होती है,
बहुत
बड़ा मुश्किल।
एग्जैक्टली, और उनको डर लगने लगता है ये लोग को इतना
हाँ।
स्कोर आया, पता नहीं कट ऑफ कहाँ
Right.
जाएगा, और बहुत सारे प्रेडिक्शंस होते हैं कि
Right.
इतना आएगा,
Right.
इसने इतना कट ऑफ प्रेडिक्ट किया।
Right.
सो आप वही लो, फिल्टर्ड चीजें लो वहां से जो अच्छी है।
बिल्कुल जी, ठीक
इवन
है।
पागल का वगैरह पे भी काफी डिस्कशंस
बहुत
होते
कुछ
हैं।
होता है,
So,
हाँ जी हाँ जी। ठीक है जी, थैंक यू सो मच कोमल फॉर
you.
शेडिंग लाइट ऑन योर प्रिपरेशन जर्नी, एंड ऑल द बेस्ट डियर एस्पिरेंट्स फॉर योर future examinations. Thank you so much and happy learning.